Hey guys, what's going on? Aaron here. So, a lot of documents came in from Celsius over the last couple days. I took several hours, I went through them, and I'm going to share them with you. We got an updated filing for the Chapter 11 plan. We also got an updated disclosure statement too. And I just want to show you this page really quick to give you a headache. This is how they suggest you vote. So, I hate doing this, but I really suggest you subscribe to the station if you haven't already, because I will be going through all of this stuff, navigating the ballot, when we get the ballot, when it's time to vote, everything regarding voting. I will let you know exactly what to do and how to do this when the time comes. So I do suggest that you subscribe if you haven't already, because you don't want to obviously mess this up. So we got some more phishing attempts, which I'll go through and make sure you guys don't fall for it. I'll also go through some more of the solicitation and voting procedures, so when that will come and how that will arrive to you via email or the mail. I'm going to go through Kirkland and also the UCC's replies to all of those objections that we got over the last couple days that I covered, I think, in one or two videos ago. They went through most of them, meaning the UCC and Kirkland, but there's still some questions that I have that they didn't cover. I'm going to go over this filing about how the UCC tells you how you should vote. So I'll go over this, and then I will go over the next hearing, which is going to be on August 14th. In addition, I made a long slide with a whole bunch of screenshots going over the disclosure statement and mostly the updates. So I just want to go through every single basically creditor. You have earn, custody, withhold, loans, borrow, everything. I'm going to go through the differences. So you see here, some of them are crossed out. I'm also going to go through just some updates for you guys. Flare token, a lot of you guys have been asking me about that. And as I am recording this video, I just got a text from Tiffany Fong saying, hey. So before I get into everything that came through the docket, I first want to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Aura. Now, I have been using Aura for about 8 months. I keep it on 24/7 on my phone. And let me just share with you why I think it's really important, especially as a Celsius creditor and somebody who is involved with crypto. So to start out, there is a vault where you can do password manager, you can protect your personal info, you can put in your properties, and anything that you want to make sure is not being leaked on the dark web. Speaking of the dark web, if I scroll down and click data broker removal, you can see right here that they have removed my personal information from several data brokers over the last few months. Now, this is really, really important because just the other day, there was some information, personal addresses leaked by Celsius. I don't want to get into conspiracies, but it was leaked on the docket. Now, that's really, really horrible. So protecting yourself in person and also getting your addresses, getting your personal information off of websites, off of data brokers' websites is critical. So in addition, they can monitor your personal data and all sorts of information that you just want to make sure is not being leaked on the dark web and isn't getting into bad people's hands. So they are giving you guys a 14-day free trial if you use my link, which is aura.com/Aaron Bennett, or you can use the QR code on the screen if you just want to scan that with your phone. So let's start out by going through some of the screenshots from the documents that came in. So to start out, Cell token, right now, they are looking to get 25 cents per cell. This is up from 20 cents per Cell token. Now, there's a lot of controversy about should they get 0, should they get 81 cents. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but just letting you know, this is what's on the table right now, this 25-cent Cell token. I'll go through earn and custody and withhold and the convenience class in just a moment, but first I just want to go through a couple other things. So there is something called a litigation oversight committee, and there's going to be a member of the earn ad hoc and also a member of the retail borrower ad hoc to this committee. Now, this committee is going to kind of be in charge or have a big say over clawbacks. So if you are involved in the clawback group, retail clawbacks, they are really getting serious about this. So you do want to join the link below. You do want to join the Telegram, and I would suggest you follow the advice in the Telegram group. So next, talking about something ridiculous in my opinion, they're going to be paying current Celsius employees to hit certain benchmarks, including Oren Tranchetta. I think she's the VP of Human Resources. And ultimately, I think this is ridiculous. Like, they're going to get paid, I think it's like, I don't know, a $2 million combined bonus just for hitting benchmarks. I mean, they should not be getting anything right now. One thing regarding taxes. So this is important. If you have a lot of money and if you are going to receive more than 100 grand in distributions, you can contact the debtors, Celsius Distributions at Kirkland.com, to discuss potential individualized accommodations to help you with your taxes. But I believe that you will need to pay the legal fees. Basically, they're not going to talk to you for free. I don't know, but it's good to know if you are a whale and you have a lot of money that you're going to take out. Next, if you have less than $10 in your account, you're not going to get back anything. That is old news. So this is important. If you do not live in the United States, your recovery is going to be based in US dollars. So this is not new news, but it's something I just wanted to share. So they are going to fund, or we are going to pay up to $50 million to go after insiders and non-insider preference claims, aka retail clawbacks. So again, that is not really news, but that's what's going to happen. I think that retail clawbacks are ridiculous and they should go after insiders aggressively. I'm talking about taking everything away from these insiders. I'm serious. I think they should go after them aggressively, but retail people who took their money off in a legal fashion should not be pursued. So here they are talking about what are called distribution agents. So how are they going to give money back to us? Well, they were talking a lot about PayPal, and some people were like, PayPal is ridiculous. They just came out with some stable coin on Ethereum, which some people think is kind of cool. Regardless, as of now, there's a $10,000 a week limit to withdraw your crypto. So people who have millions of dollars, they're not going to get their money out for 20, 30 years. So if they use PayPal, we'll see what happens. But I believe they are going to use Celsius up until possibly 90 days, and then they will close Celsius down and then look for other distribution agents or other companies to give you back their crypto. And they said they don't want to use Celsius because it's too expensive. These things don't make sense. So again, be aware of phishing scams from PayPal, because now people think that they're going to get their money from PayPal, and that can be a whole lot of scams. Speaking of scams, I forgot to cover this earlier. So just be very aware to check the address when you get an email. So it has to come from @Celsius.network, like support@Celsius.network, or a compliance team @Celsius.network. So this has to do with doing your KYC. So a lot of people have been getting emails saying you need to update your know your customer, like you need to update your KYC, you need to give us your identity, your driver's license. But they say that Celsius will only request a customer's ID through the Celsius app or an email, again, from one of these email addresses. So just be very, 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 very cautious when you're getting emails, and especially when things look a little bit funky. It's best to ask Twitter or ask the Telegram group, or you can message me on Twitter, and I'll do my best to let you know if it's legit or not. So here we go. These are the latest recoveries. They really haven't changed that much. They've gone up or down by 0.5% to 1%. So they're basically the same as the last time. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. For the NewCo, earn claims are going to get that 67%. That's going to be more or less 50-50 in coins and in stock. And then you see 61.2% for the wind down, and then the liquidation would be 47.4%. Custody claims are all going to get that 72.5%. That hasn't changed. Withhold are going to get, this hasn't changed either, 15% back in liquid crypto, and the rest will be treated as an earn claim. So they're projecting higher of around 72% for the NewCo. Borrowers are going to have that set-off treatment, so they are averaging, again, this is not specific to you, they are averaging around an 85% recovery. But again, this is going to be like half coins and half equity, which I'll get to in a moment. And here's a really confusing and headache-inducing graphic, basically trying to overlay the differences. Sorry for that. And this is the timeline, or the updated timeline. And again, these numbers are pretty much the same as they were a few weeks ago. Basically on or around the emergence of the NewCo plan, the orderly wind down, this is how much we would get. And then the liquidation, this is how much we would get as well. So 37.5% for the NewCo immediately, 29.5% in stock. For the wind down, we would get 44% of crypto. So that would be around 6.5% more immediately of liquid crypto in the wind down versus the NewCo plan. And then we'd get obviously some mining with the wind down and illiquid asset sale. So this is the convenience class. That has also remained the same, 70% back of your crypto balance. So there is something important that I did not cover in the last video talking about this, that you can opt in to be in the convenience class. So when we get the actual ballot to vote, this will be something that you can decide to do. Now, who would want to do this? Well, if you have a claim that's $5,100, yeah, you want to opt into the convenience class for $5,000 so you can get 70% of your crypto back. If it gets to be like $7,000, $8,000 claim, then you'd be dropping it down to $5,000, but then you may be able to get more liquid crypto back immediately, but then obviously no stock or equity. So when it gets to be $7,000, $8,000, you would have to do the math, which I can do with you in a future video, but I hope that makes sense. Basically, you can drop down to a $5,000 claim and get 70% of that $5,000, but it has to make sense for you. And obviously, if you have a huge claim, you wouldn't want to opt into the convenience class. So borrowers and loans, this has stayed the same as well. So if your post set off claim, basically you subtract your loan from the collateral, if it's less than $5,000, you will get the convenience class treatment of 70% back. If your claim is above $5,000, then you will get an earn claim. That'll be 37.5% back in liquid crypto and 29.5% back in the recovery stock. So they go over some liquidation numbers, which I thought was interesting. So just to liquidate, they are going to charge us basically $50 million. Chapter 7 fees, $25 million. A liquidation trustee, what is this, like $80 million, crazy amounts just to liquidate our assets. So it isn't necessarily better to go through the liquidation. So the liquidation analysis, this is not really what we're going for. We're going for orderly wind down or NewCo. I'm still kind of split between what I would prefer, to be honest. Right now, as of this video, I'm leaning more towards the wind down just because it's a lot more straightforward and we're not relying on financial companies giving us mining reports and mining data. We're just getting our crypto back, and then we're getting a little bit of mining and we're selling the illiquid assets. So personally, I'm going a little bit more towards the wind down, but that is subject to change if we get more information that I like and more information that's convincing, that I think I would like the NewCo more. Ultimately, it's not up to us if we go with the NewCo or the wind down anyway. So talking about the people who have a withhold account, this is a very, very small amount of people. I did mention it before, but basically all it is 15% back of your liquid crypto, and then the remaining 85% will be an earn account. So that means you'd get that 37.5% of crypto and then 29.5% of the stock. So these are the percentages back from the orderly wind down. And we're looking at, again, 61.2% back for earn claims. Honestly, that's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that is of your claim amount. It's not of your crypto amount. So, I mean, it's not great, but nothing in Chapter 11 is great. And this all sucks. But I mean, 61% isn't that bad. I mean, Voyager got like 35% back or so, and they may get more regarding what happens with FTX. And so will we. We could get more regarding what happens with FTX as well. But these are the numbers for the wind down. And they do break down some of the numbers with the wind down. So this would be the distribution waterfall. They have the valuation of the cash, liquid crypto, institutional loans, illiquid DeFi, and staking assets. So these are things that would be most likely sold. Custody assets, investments that would be sold, I believe. So they just kind of give some valuations about how they reach these numbers. So in the updated disclosure statement, they also have an updated business plan for Fahrenheit. So I'm not going to go through all this. This would take me a very, very long time. But basically, everything that is in pink is new. So just scrolling down here, they changed some of the Venn diagram, I believe that's what it's called. It's been a while. They talk about some ASIC partnerships. They give a little bit more information about cash flow. They definitely give more information about the Bitcoin mining. Now, this was important because a lot of the issues that people had with the first disclosure statement did not give enough information on the Bitcoin mining. So without going through all of this, they talk about the cost of electricity, the cost to mine Bitcoin, how many machines are up and running, how many they think they could get up and running, and all that kind of stuff. Here, more about the mining. They give some more information about the machines, phase 1, phase 2 of building out this mining site. So they give some updates regarding Ethereum staking, a little bit about how they're going to mitigate the downside risks, and also kind of comparing what they're doing going public to a company like MicroStrategy. And remember that this is navigating the ballot, so if you haven't subscribed and you want to try to figure this out on your own, go for it. But if you want me to try to help you with this, make sure to subscribe. So they are going to try to send you the ballot electronically, and you can submit it online, or you can actually send it back to their physical location. We have a confirmation hearing set on October the 2nd, so that is another big day. Here they changed a little bit about how much people are going to be getting back. So you can see it was like 67 or 68.5% for general earn claims, and now it's 67, so things changed a little bit. I have a feeling they changed possibly because the price of crypto has changed as of this new disclosure statement, or maybe there's some other reasons why it went up or down a percent or so. So here we have state regulatory claims are subordinated, and I said this is good. So why is this good? Well, we don't want like New York coming in and taking money before creditors just because they're suing Celsius. So this is a good thing. So here, if you signed up with another third party that used Celsius, you can reach out to Stretto to make sure that they have your accurate information. So these are people who signed up in like different countries. I think there was a list of like 10 that I didn't copy here. Well, actually, there's some here, like Bitwala. But there's a whole bunch of other companies that used Celsius's Earn program. So if that was you and you are international, you want to reach out to Stretto. I'll include their information below to make sure that they have your correct email address mostly. And if you want to give them your physical mailing address, you can do so as well. So here Celsius says that they won't leak your information to the distribution agent. Well, I don't really trust that they're not going to leak your information. They're saying that they're going to use hash to basically make it anonymous. Honestly, this is where Aura comes in, and I suggest you sign up using my link with the 14-day free trial, because don't expect Celsius to treat your information with respect. I just don't trust them anymore. So this is an update on the whole toggling to getting more crypto or more equity. So this is a review from last time, but they changed the numbers just a little bit. So for a $10,000 claim, it used to be a 68.5% recovery, and right now it says 67% recovery. So they just kind of changed these numbers around a little bit, but it's important to note that those who have a borrow account, they will be given priority over the liquid crypto weighted distribution. So they will be giving priority to do this over people that had a general earn account. Now, this was part of the negotiations with the judge, so this is something that was just agreed upon. So just letting you know that that's part of it. I'm hoping that there's enough crypto available for everybody to do whatever they want. I do think that there are going to be a lot of people that decide to go 100% into equity. Here, you are going to get a 30% discount if you get more equity or stock. So if you are one of those people that's like, you know what, screw it, I want full equity and I want to get more equity than crypto, then you will have the opportunity to do so. And there are some people that I've talked to that will do that, that want to do that, that are not accredited investors. And this is a way to buy basically a mining company before it goes on NASDAQ. So there are some pros of that if you believe in this company. Next, talking a little bit about subordinating insider claims. So this has not changed. So Mashinsky, Leon, Goldstein, Harumi, etc., they are not going to get their crypto back because of fraud, recklessness, gross mismanagement, irrational indifference, and self-interested conduct. Wow. So those are intelligent, high IQ insults. So talking about clawbacks, they have a whole bunch of information about what your claim will be worth and if you will have a clawback preference exposure. If you deposit, if you swap in, you swap out. They give examples here regarding if you had collateral coming back into your custody account. They have a whole example here about what would happen for this person if, they withdrew money here, had collateral returned here, etc. So again, I just want to encourage you, if you think you have exposure to a clawback, if you withdrew more than $100,000 in the 90 days before the petition, join the Telegram group and get involved. So next, talking about liquidated loans. I'm sorry to say, but you guys got shafted, and I'm really sorry about that. So basically, they say that this was legit what they did, which it wasn't. I completely disagree with them. They say that the debtors have investigated these liquidations and believe that the debtors' actions complied with the terms of use, and that account holders do not hold valid claims for damages arising from the liquidation of their loans. But they say that if any claimants want to pursue these claims, if you believe you were wronged and you want to take them to court, instead of receiving your measly 5% increase to your account holder claim, then you should opt out of the class claim settlement. It says right here that you want to opt out of the class claim settlement by making the applicable election on your ballot. And sorry if that was a little bit cut off from my head. So this applies to some of you guys, and I will include the Telegram group below for liquidated loans. So they have a lot more information about why they rose the price of sell token from 20 cents to 25 cents. The UCC does mention that there are defendants who participated in or had direct knowledge of the sell token manipulation prior to the petition date. So I'm not going to name names, but a lot of those people you've been hearing or you used to hear in Twitter spaces, and they're the ones that are writing into the judge. They say here that further sell tokens could be treated as securities, which would result in sell token deposit claims being subordinated and holders receiving $0. That would be really, really bad. So I don't want that to happen. And here's why I don't want this to happen, because right here it says, the confirmation hearing or in the claims resolution process could result in sell token being valued at either nothing or 81 cents. So I would really like the people who have sell token to not get $0 for it, because there are people who got sell token at 1, 2, 3 cents, or I don't know, they got it for a lot less than 20 cents, right? And there were some people who were heavily participating in the short squeeze that happened in between the freeze and the bankruptcy date. And then you're getting most people that held sell token that got it for higher than 20 cents. They got it for $5, $6, $7. They were not involved in this Twitter-led sell short squeeze, and they just want something for their sell token because they were defrauded. So I am really hoping, for the sake of those people, that this does not go to $0. I just don't want that to happen. And I don't want the people that are the most vocal, unfortunately, to ruin it for those that are just like bystanders right now. So that's just my thoughts on it. I want people to get now 25 cents. I think that's fine. They should take it and they should move on. So talking about Flare tokens, there's always somebody in every video who says, what about Flare? And here you go, guys. Any Flare tokens that were transferred to Celsius will then be transferred to the NewCo. Holders of claims will not receive any distributions of Flare tokens under the plan, though. So Celsius is entitled to receive a grant of around 150 million Flare tokens. The debtors, meaning Celsius, will credit the Flare tokens to the accounts of eligible customers in a manner consistent with the distribution scheme set forth under the Flare agreement. And finally, all Flare tokens credited to eligible XRP customers' accounts will be treated as earn assets since the custody program did not exist on the snapshot date. So what it seems like is that if you held XRP and you are entitled Flare, you are going to get that, but it's going to just be added to your claim amount, which means that it's going to come in the distribution of Bitcoin and ETH. And it's a little confusing because they say eligible customers, I guess if you held XRP, will only be entitled to an amended claim to the extent the amount of the Flare tokens credited to their account. So ultimately, we will know more about Flare tokens down the road, but they are aware of it. And I'm just giving you that info for the 5 people that ask. And let's talk about voting really quick. So they'll send you an email or they'll send you something in the mail to vote. So for example, if they try to email you and it is undeliverable, the debtors shall serve the solicitation packages on the applicable account holder via first-class mail. Very, very fancy. So I would say it's very important to make sure that either you have not changed your mailing address, like you've either gotten something in the mail from Celsius, or you've gotten at least one email. If you're not getting any emails or any mail and you're getting nothing, I would suggest contacting Stretto and making sure that they can update your information. Then we have the debtors replying to all of the complaints about the disclosure statement. So what I said in my notes, because I read this, Kirkland is disputing the objections, but I didn't see a reason that they said that Celsius still should have a say whether they have a voice from going from Fahrenheit to the wind down. I didn't see Kirkland address that because I don't think Celsius should have a voice in that. Also, I didn't see them address what happens when crypto continues to appreciate. So if you did see that and you want to correct me, let me know. But those are things that are very important because ultimately we want the increase in value of crypto, and I believe we will. I think that actually is implied in the plan. Because states are being subordinated and so is the FTC, I believe that we are going to get the increase in the value of crypto because we own the NewCo. That'll be owned by the creditors. And then we have the UCC responding to the objections as well. So let me just scroll down. I think I highlighted a few things really quick. So here talking about Cell Token, they are really getting annoyed by a couple people who really want to push Cell Token, saying that they were a part of a represented group that included Alex Mashinsky, and they approached the debtors and the committee in the spring regarding the treatment of Cell Token deposit claims. So right now, if you are saying you are working or were working with Alex, that's not a compliment at the moment. So now the UCC is kind of criticizing the EARN ad hoc group, saying that they now demand that it decide whether to toggle to the orderly wind down. But the UCC said that the EARN ad hoc group's inability to honor the agreement that it signed, as well as its apparent intent to litigate issues that were already agreed upon, rather than work cooperatively in accordance with the settlement, demonstrates that it should not be afforded the control and rights it demands. So the UCC, no more soft gloves. We are at the end of this and they just want to basically end this quickly. Here talking more about a couple people talking about that they were associated with the group that includes Mr. Alex Mashinsky, and they want the estate to pay for the EARN ad hoc's counsel's fees, which the UCC says no, we are not going to pay for your legal fees. So next we have the UCC saying how they suggest that everybody votes. So I will talk about this more when we actually get the ability to vote. But as you can see here, they say that the committee urges account holders to not opt out of the settlement. And again, I'll cover this in more detail when we actually get the ability to vote. And the next time we are before the judge in court is going to be on the 14th. So we have like 2 days or so, and then a lot of these things will be settled. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Thanks for watching. Again, Aura is giving away 2 weeks for free using my link, which is aura.com/Aaron Bennett, or you can pause the video right now and scan the QR code to get that free trial. I suggest you give it a try just because having security right now, especially with all of our information being leaked and we don't know what's going to happen in the future with phishing scams and identity theft and identity hacks, and it's just craziness right now. So especially because we're in Celsius and in crypto, I think it's pretty important. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.